We are pleased to welcome in the president of the Cleveland Indians, first place in the AL Central. Mark Shapiro joins us right now. Mark, good to have you on. How are things going?
They're going well, Adam. Thank you.
The season going pretty well so far. How surprised are you?
You know, it's interesting. Everyone that asked me over the winter, confidentially, I said I'm just not certain. I mean, the reality was we had guys coming off of injuries. We had young players who performed well late in the year last year, but we all know that the development of young players is just not a straight line. It's got a lot of peaks and valleys. So we felt like if a lot of things came together, that this could be a very good year and we could exceed people's expectations. And that's really what's happened. Our young players have played great. We've had, good comeback appearances from Sizemore and Hafner. We got to get those guys healthy right now. And our pitchers have continued to progress from the way they finished last year.
As we talk about last year and leading into this year, I guess the one thing I noticed really down the stretch, late August and all the way through September, was even in losses, wins, when the team was out of playoff contention, boy, they were hustling, Mark. They were still getting after it. There was still motivation. I really feel like that probably carried them through the offseason, spring training, into where we are today.
Yeah, I think, listen, Manny Act has done a great job of setting the tone of, what defines Indians baseball and how we're going to play the game and the way we're going to go about our business. And that's evident from the way you watch. And then I think us winning early has created some belief among these guys in how good they are and what they're possible of doing it as a team. Remember, a lot of these young guys that we've traded for over the years are guys that had highly successful both amateur and minor league careers. So the talent was there. It's a question of them transitioning to the big leagues and understanding and believing in the talent up here.
Indians president Mark Shapiro, our guest here on 97.1 The Fan. You alluded to it, but the pitching has been really good. That's sort of been the onus for the success this season so far.
Yeah, the starters have given us a chance to win almost every game. Even we've gone through our losses. A lot of them have been nights like last night where 1-0, 2-1, where we were in a game, we have multiple chances, and again, if you're in every game or if you're in almost every game, you're going to find ways to win a lot of them. So I think the bulk of our success, the foundation of it, has been that our starters, and there's been 7 of them already. So we've already had to go to 2 depth guys, but our starters, day in and day out, night in and night out, have given us a chance to win games.
Yeah, and even last night, that 1-0 loss, Justin Masterson pitched pretty well. What has been the key to his success? Because he, has been really good this season.
Yeah, I think the key with Justin is just that he's a big, strong, physical guy. Always had, some strikeout ability. Always had been a ground ball guy, which is a good combination. But now, repeating a delivery when you're 6'6", 200, 60 pounds is difficult. Now he's repeating his delivery. I think he's understanding the adjustments he has to make when he's out of the zone, and he's found a way to attack left-handed hitters more effectively, which has always been a concern for him.
Talking a little tri-baseball with the president of the Indians, Mark Shapiro, joining us here on 97.1 The Fan. It's Neft at night. Let's go back to Manny Acta for a second. I felt like as long as he's been the manager of the Indians, the team, has sort of taken his attitude, his approach. He's not a real flashy guy. He's not always the prettiest guy, but very fundamentally sound, very back to base, good base running, timely hitting, things like that.
Yeah. The one thing about Manny that often gets overlooked is just, the foundation he's got as a major league manager. It's a guy that's managed or coached at every single level of the minor leagues, then went to the big leagues and coached in a small market, then went and coached in a big market for the Mets, then managed already with Washington. So you're talking about a guy that's been through a lot of baseball games in a lot of different environments and settings, has managed a lot of games. So I think his understanding of the game, his experience, it's not a Johnny-come-lately. This is a guy with a rock-solid foundation to be a quality manager, and I think we've gotten Manny Act at the right time.
And it really, you're around him obviously more than I am, but it seems like he's a good combination. He doesn't coddle the players. He'll rip them when they need to be ripped, and he'll give them, a smack in the rear when they need that too.
Yeah, ultimately he respects the players. He understands how hard the game is to play, and he is not afraid to call a guy out, not afraid to make some moves that are a little more controversial or may not be understood by all. Believes, in getting all the information out there and empowering his coaches, and he's got a great set of coaches too. So, Manny's done a fantastic job, as has the entire coaching staff. I mean, Tim Belcher's just been incredible, and John Nunnally and Scott Radinsky. Our coaching staff's done a great job.
Yeah, like any team, you're always trying to secure more talent. I'm sure day to day you're talking with teams, figuring out what can we improve upon. How does that work? Are you in constant conversations with other teams, or you're just evaluating week to week, day to day? How does it work?
No, I mean, when you're a GM, and Chris Antonetti obviously is now, you're keeping in regular contact. But when you're in a market like we're in, you're also cognizant of the fact that not just because of the cost of players, but because of how valuable your own minor leaguers are, that the most important contributions are going to come from your farm system. So, like I said, we've already had to dip down and get a 6th and a 7th starter in John Mark Gomez and Alex White from Columbus. And I think that our understanding is that whether it's a Cord Phelps or a Jason Kipnis or a Lonnie Chisenhall or a Chad Huffman or Jared Head, that, Putnam, Judy, we've got guys down there that we can go get that not only can be contributors but can make a difference over the length of 162 games, because that's the reality. Listen, it's 162. That's a long season, and you've got to endure.
No question. Could you talk just for a second, because obviously the Clippers are right here in our backyard. What's the relationship like with them, between you guys?
It's just such a natural fit. It's a great situation where with Ken Schnocky and the rest of the group down there, I think we're aligned in wanting to both win, but understanding that at times there's tough challenges and balances with the Major League team. We're appreciative of the Columbus market, understand how important it is to the future of the Cleveland Indians as one of the really shining stars in the state of Ohio right now. And it's a relationship we're looking to build with the city in a literally what is, I think, one of the greatest facilities in all of baseball, not just minor league baseball, and just a great place for our players to be on every level.
Indians president Mark Shapiro, our guest here on 97.1 The Fan. Interleague play starts this weekend. I love it, the Battle of Ohio with the Reds. You've been around baseball a long time. How do you feel about interleague play?
I love it when we play the Reds, just because it does add extra energy. There's no question that our fans get up for it, that it's meaningful, that it adds extra excitement and energy to our games against them. Not so much when we play some of the other teams. I guess if I had my druthers that interleague play would be a series a year, one in Cincinnati and one here, and that would be it. I know that's tough to orchestrate because the natural rivalries don't exist with other teams, but that's just where I am on interleague play.
Gotcha. Mark, continued success the rest of this year. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Adam. Good talking to you.